Today we will discuss about diamagnetism, and also we will also understand about the classification of magnetic materials. So this class is important for third semester diploma electrical students. So we will directly start with the diamagnetism, and what is diamagnetism also we will understand. Now, this diamagnetism can also be understood by the way that there are many materials in which the cancellation of magnetic fields due to electrons rotating in opposite direction in the various orbits of the atom is total. So the permanent magnet dipoles are absent in them. So students, in case of diamagnetism, these permanent dipoles are absent, and the word permanent has been used because magnetic dipoles exist in some material, as explained earlier. Even in the absence of an external applied field, material which lack permanent magnetic dipoles are called your diamagnetic materials. If an external magnetic field is applied to a diamagnetic material, it is induce a magnetism capital M in opposite direction to the applied field intensity. This means that the relative permeability mu r of a diamagnetic material is negative, and this makes magnetism unimportant for electrical engineering. So student, as far as electrical engineering is concerned, this diamagnetism materials or the material which possesses diamagnetic property are not used frequently, so they are quite unimportant in the field of electrical engineering, and therefore further explanation of diamagnetism is not considered necessary for the purpose of your course or your syllabus. So we will finish the discussion about diamagnetism about here only. Now we will switch over to paramagnetism. So what are paramagnetism? Many material have small but positive relative permeability. Such materials are called paramagnetic. In such materials, the individual atomic dipoles are oriented in a random fashion as shown in the diagram. So here you can see in the diagram the dipoles are oriented in different direction, or you can say they are in multi-directional way. So such kind of orientation will be found in case of paramagnetic materials, and the resultant magnetic field is thus negligible. On application of external magnetic field, the permanent magnetic dipoles orient themselves parallel to the applied magnetic field. So now, if you will apply an external magnetic field or external, you can say, will excite the atom, what will happen? These dipoles will orient themselves parallel to the applied magnetic field and give rise to a positive magnetization capital M. So now, however, if for a reason which are beyond the scope of this course, the orientation of the dipoles parallel to the applied magnetic field is not complete, and therefore magnetization capital M is small. The relative permeabilities of paramagnetic materials are therefore very approximately unity. Thus, paramagnetic material are negligible application in the field of electrical engineering. Now, ferromagnetism or ferromagnetic materials. This type of material are quite important as far as electrical field of engineering is concerned. So, this ferromagnetic material are generally crystalline solids. The permanent atomic dipoles are aligned parallel to each other within the group called domains. So students, these dipoles align themselves parallel to each other in a group called domain. And you can easily see in the diagram it is also given. So this is the diagram of the orientation of the, or you can say, the domains. So they are aligned parallel. Each domain is therefore at all times completely magnetized, all times they are magnetized. However, in unmagnetized state, the various domains within a material as a whole have zero magnetization. So during non-magnetic, or if the material is under non-magnetic case, then what happens? then this will have a zero magnetization. To give the material a net magnetization, one direction must be predominant in the domains of the material. Now, when a weak external magnetic field is applied, it is not enough to cause any change in the orientation of the domains. The flux density with such low applied field is extremely due to external applied magnetic field. When the externally applied magnetic field is increased, a stage is reached when, although it is still weak, the domains will start orienting themselves such that their resultant magnetic field coincides with the external applied magnetic field, and the material will develop strong magnetic field of its own. However, there are some domains whose original magnetic orientation greatly diverges from the applied field and require a strong external field to be able to orient their magnetism in the same direction as the applied field. This means that those domains whose original direction of magnetization is less divergent from this or that of the applied field will be aligned by a comparatively weak external field, and the external field will have to be made stronger and stronger in order to align the domains whose direction of magnetization is more and more divergent from that of applied field. Now, as a result, the rate of strengthening of the internal magnetic field decreases with increase in the applied magnetic field or the magnetic saturation. This explains or explanation leads to the magnetization curve of ferromagnetic material. So, students, you will be quite often asked that you have to plot the magnetization curve of ferromagnetic material, paramagnetic material, and diamagnetic material. So, in case of ferromagnetic material, it will depend upon material to material. Its graph or the magnetization curve will be different for a different ferromagnetic material. Now, this is the curve. You can see there after Y, it has been saturated. So, this is the point Y after which the graph attains saturation. Now, we will discuss about magnetization curve. With very weak external applied field, capital H, the flux density B, capital B, actually these are the denotation of magnetic flux density, which is capital B usually, and the field or the applied field is intensity is in capital H. The symbol it is denoted by the letter capital H. B rises in direct direction, that is a straight line from the origin. This means that during during thus up to the point X in the diagram 6.3, as in the diagram you can see at the point X, that is up to this point, right? The domains of the ferromagnetic materials uh, do not orient themselves parallel to the field, and therefore the material is not magnetized. The flux density is entirely due to external field. Thus, the permeability, that is denoted by mu, is equal to B by H, that is equal to slope of the curve B versus H curve of the material. Up to the point X is constant. This is called initial permeability. If the external field capital H is increased beyond the point X, there is a sharp increase in the flux density. This is because the external field, though still remains, is strong enough to orient parallel to its own axis. A large number of domains, this means up to the point Y, the relative permeability of the material is no longer constant but keeps sharp increasing. When point Y is reached, the increase in flux density is slow with further increase in the external magnetic field. This is because the area of domains which are not aligned parallel to the applied field up to the point Y are greatly diverging from the applied field axis, and it needs a much larger applied field to orient them parallel to it. In other words, permeability of the material after the point y starts decreasing. So it is quite relevant from the graph also. You can see the point after y, it is slowly starting to get decreased. The combined graph of B and mu against the applied magnetic field H is as in the diagram. So when the magnetization curve reaches the point Y, the material is said to be start saturating. After this, increase in B will slow till it almost ceases to increase even for a large increase in capital H. And the curve becomes almost horizontal with only a slight slope upwards. Now students, in our next class we will discuss about hysteresis loop. This is the diagram for hysteresis loop. So you go through this this diamagnetism, paramagnetism, ferromagnetism, because already we have discussed in our doubt class. Many of you have not turned out, so I need you to be thoroughly tuned with these concepts, this diamagnetism, paramagnetism, as well as your ferromagnetism, particularly this ferromagnetic materials. So thank you for students watching.